Alright, so we're finally started on Love the Beat Radio. I actually hate doing intros, but like I am your host, Masai Lincoln. I'm with my colleague, Jaya Sharma. How are we? Are you good?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good. Do you know what? I done the show last week with my brother. So basically, whenever I can't get a guest, I'm gonna take my shoes off, by the way.
Yeah, take it.
Whenever when I can't get like a proper guest, like you or like a colleague or someone interesting, I'll just ask like my brother or one of my mates to do it, and we'll just do like an hour.
Yeah.
And last week it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's too hot in it.
No,
in this room as well.
Yeah. 25, how it is now, is not that bad.
Yeah.
I can live with this, but trying to sleep at night at this heat, I'm just not built for it at all.
What was the other day? Was it?
It was 32.
Yeah, no, that was disgusting.
32, 33.
Yeah, you can't sleep. It's not nice in the UK. Anywhere else, it's fine.
Yeah, I can have a nice cold, and I always have like a nice cold shower before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that though, you're not supposed to do that if you're really hot. You're supposed to have like a body temperature one because the cool water heats your internal body up, so you actually just get hotter after.
I feel like I'm just sweating.
It has the opposite effect.
I know. I sleep like a baby after those cold showers.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard opposite.
I think I asked you this last time, but do you listen to a lot of podcasts then?
I listen to some. Parenting Hell I love, which is Josh Widdicombe and Rob Beckett, and they're comedians, and they have like everyone on there.
And it's about parenting.
Yeah, but then they kind of just tell their life stories, which is fun.
Okay.
And like all the celebrity gossip as well of like comedians who have kids.
Yeah.
And who else do I like? More documentaries in the podcast girly. Are you?
Yeah, I mean I love documentaries as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I listen to like. I probably, on average, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. I think on average, I probably listen to about 16 hours worth of podcasts a week.
Really?
Yeah.
But what about?
Different kinds of ones. Like I listen to Louis Theroux's one, which is really good.
Yeah, Louis is great.
And his are quite short and sweet.
Yeah.
But most of the podcasts I listen to are about fighting.
Oh, okay.
And sports mainly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Louis Theroux's got a really good one. Theo Von's got a good one.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a variety of guests.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but most of the ones I listen to are about like fighting and stuff.
Fine.
Cool.
Well, I listen to ones but about like housewives.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but they're like hot mic ones, so they do them on YouTube as well.
Yeah. A lot of the podcasts I listen to are on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Thingy's got a really popular one that a lot of girls listen to because I had my friend and we done a show a few weeks ago, and she said she listens to Olivia Attwood's one. I've never listened to it, but it's quite good.
She annoys me.
What?
She's too gobby.
Oh, I like her.
I can't deal with her.
I mean, she is, because that's how she was on Love Island.
Yeah, and I couldn't deal with her on Love Island,
Really?
and I didn't like her on Towie either.
Wait, was she on Essex?
Yeah, but like for maybe like a season,
I've never watched it,
she
to be
was
fair.
so gobby and she argued with everyone, but I just think unnecessarily so, like she's quite irritating.
Wait, so was she on Towie then Love Island, or did she?
She did Love Island, then did Towie for like a season, and then she did like Celebs Go Dating.
Yeah.
And then she's done. Have you seen all the drama with Celebs Go Dating?
No.
Oh my god, I'll tell you after.
I've only watched like when I was in Ibiza last year. We would come back from a night out at like 6 a.m. and then we would watch it for like an hour or two when we were up till like 8 or 9.
It's mad, but it's about like the old presenters.
What happened?
Basically, the old presenters were Nadia and Eden and Nadia ended up like quitting, or they got sacked or something. What happened in Channel 4? I don't know what it was, but they weren't doing the show anymore, so the new presenters took over, and they were like the experts, like the dating experts.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And there was this whole like big hate campaign about Nadia on the internet, saying that she'd made like fake accounts and was trolling Eden because they'd had a fallout, and like making fake accounts to troll other celebrities.
Right.
Now Eden's just passed away because he was ill, and he wasn't that old. He was like mid 50s or 60, maybe that.
Okay.
And basically, it's come out that he was like a big like abuser. Like he literally has been like, he's like attacked women. He's
like sexual, or do you mean like
both?
Oh right, okay, wow.
And like Nadia's been blacklisted from all of the different companies around like Channel 4, etc., because nobody believes her. But like more and more victims are coming out.
Wait, do you have a picture of them? Because I can't.
Yes.
You might Google them.
Let me show you.
Who they are.
Because
the names are ringing a bell, but I can't put a name to the face.
She's just started telling her stories again because she wasn't. I think she took off loads of social medias.
So do you watch Celebs Go Dating quite a lot? Do they still make that? Is that
Yeah, they do, but I don't really watch it anymore because it's just the same thing of like there's one celebrity and two of them end up dating each other, and then like no one stays together really. These two. So they were like the OG right when it started.
Yeah. So he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was wrong with him? Did he have like
Some
cancer or something?
some illness potentially. I'm not sure what it was.
And it came out that after he died, that he had done allegedly done some stuff.
Allegedly, yeah. And it was, I think the abuse had been spoken about before, but nobody believed the victim, so that it just kind of got not spoken about allegedly. So now Nadia's doing this whole like redemption thing to try and get voice to the victim. So I wonder how that's going to play out.
That's gonna be interesting.
I know.
So you said you like a lot of documentaries. Have you watched any recently?
I need to watch I really want to watch the Grenfell one, even though it's really sad. But I know that they put that out recently, haven't they, on Netflix? I think.
I was working with a lady on the last show I was on, one of the exec producers. She said like her friend made it or something, so she went to the premiere like a month or so ago. She said it was really good.
Yeah, see, that's emotional. I really want to see that. And then there was one other. Which one was it? Oh my God, the doctors, the one that Channel 4 put out that BBC axed, the doctors on the front line, I think it was. Like the ones who had gone to Gaza to help the kids.
Oh, right.
I can't remember what it was, but basically BBC was supposed to put out this documentary about the doctors who had gone to the front line in Gaza to show them like how bad it is.
Right.
And then the BBC axed it last minute, so Channel 4 put it on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and that was really, like, it was hideous to watch, but a really good watch.
I watched a really, docu-series. I finished it yesterday. Actually, did I watch it all in one day or 2 days? It was about the 7/7 bombings, because the anniversary is this week.
Oh, yeah.
So Sky done one. I haven't seen the Sky one yet, but there's one on Netflix, and it's amazing. It's so good.
The bombing, what? Wait, which ones?
So, I mean, you're probably a bit, how old are you?
26.
So you would have been 6, so I don't think you, I mean, I remember it vaguely.
Is it the London one?
Yeah.
And then they killed the guy, they killed the guy who didn't do it?
So, kind of, yeah, that is what, because there was like another set of attacks 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, that's what happened, yeah.
Yeah, and then...
When they blew up the tube.
Yes, so then they found this, they saw this guy on the tube and they thought he was the bomber, and then one of the police officers shoot him and killed him, and he wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened, isn't it?
That isn't what happened.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, it happened 20 years ago, but yeah,
that was on my list. I was literally just going to say that to you. That's so weird.
Sky done one as well, so I got a bit confused because I saw both of them advertised.
Is there one on Disney Plus?
I don't know.
I think, maybe. But the Sky one, my friends have just watched.
Yeah, I just watched the Netflix one and it's brilliant. I actually, the Netflix one is so good. I actually, you know, like when you see the credits I found the exec producer. I found her on LinkedIn. We had like loads of mutual connections. I messaged her. I was like, "This is like one of the best things I've seen this year." And she was like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Oh no, it looked. You know what? I'd love to do documentaries.
Have you never worked on a doc?
Once, well, like I did Jacqueline Joss's one, and that was right at the beginning, and that was really fun because you get to like practice shooting and stuff. But I haven't since, and I would love to.
Do you know what's funny? I've actually basically only done documentaries since
of course you have.
November, December.
What was your last one?
So the last one I was doing
Stacey
and Joe, which was great.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh, it was brilliant.
They seem fun. I love Joe's Wash.
Really nice, really fun people, and their family. Because you meet all their family as well. They're really cool.
Yeah.
And then before that, I was doing like a lot of other fact tent and sort of crime documentaries for this sort of indie company called Kalel. So since like November, December time.
Is that what you went to Leeds for? Did you go to Leeds?
Yes, I did go to Leeds for a day. Was it? I think I went there for one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
We stayed in Bradford. We was in Leeds for like a day. We went to like Manchester and like all of these other. We went to Blackpool as well. So all of like up north. And then the week before we was around sort of the east.
Oh,
so
okay,
we were in
fine.
like, where were we? We were in like this random little town called Louth in like Lincolnshire.
Excellent.
Just like places you've never heard of kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but it was, only bad thing was it was freezing because this was January.
Yeah.
It was really
It's
really
horribly cold, isn't it?
It was horrific, yeah.
What was it for? What were they filming?
We were filming, so the first doc we did was about these teachers and basically, actually no, so sorry. It was the same documentary, but they were filmed over like 2 weekends. And we were like filming these teachers and it was to do with like the Department of Education, and we were like showing the sort of day in the life that teachers go through and struggles that they have and pros and cons or whatever. And so we followed them around and they done like these tasks and challenges. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then, so we done that over like, that's why we were up north so much, because I think they wanted I think it was Channel 4. They wanted something more regional, so we didn't do it.
Fine,
in London.
okay.
Yeah. That's why I'd been to like Leeds and Blackpool and Manchester and stuff.
Is it hard to find contracts for docs? I feel like they're really hard to get into.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I just found this one by chance, and then I got kept on for like months, and they just not exclusively, but this company that I was at mainly just make documentaries.
Fine, okay.
And this one that I was on, Stacey and Joe, I just was lucky to get it. It came up when I sort of turned some other things down.
Yeah.
And then, But to be honest, it's not. It's like doing any other genre. I mean, you've done like live shows, you've done game shows, soccer aid and stuff. If you can do one, you can do all of them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just hard to find them though, isn't it? I think like especially if they're quite niche as well.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Because I always have like speak to this about people that work in telly. I think if you can do one genre, you can do all of them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're coming up with ideas. You're brainstorming. You're shooting for long periods of day. You're on and off all day kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're definitely transferable skills, which is good.
What is your kind of like favorite thing to work on? Do you have like a particular favorite?
I do like I love live shows. Like I love the adrenaline of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the fact that like if things go wrong, we just have to deal with it. But I like how quick, like how fun they are. Like Britain's Got Talent, the live part was my favorite part of the whole like year, because we did the whole start. So we started like as a casting team, went through the auditions. But I absolutely love the live shows. Like the adrenaline in the room is ridiculous.
I didn't know you did the casting on it. I thought you just.
Oh no, we work like. So when the casting team finish the casting, they get handed over to us. I didn't cast.
Oh, I thought you would have sat in on auditions and stuff.
Yeah, we did open auditions. So then they do 2 like open auditions, and then we go to the actual auditions. So at that point, the acts are ours, not the casting team. So the casting team casts them, then they get handed over to us. We help creatively, and then we do like sets of open auditions in Manchester and London where anyone can come in, and then we get like all of the acts, and then they're shortlisted, and then there's only like 100 maybe something that make it to the auditions.
Right.
Then the auditions happen, and then they get shortlisted again for the live shows.
Oh, interesting. So are you done with that now, or are you going to be doing it next year as well?
Finished and started again next series. So now we're on series 19. So we had 2 weeks off and then started again.
Wow.
So it's really, really quick. Like the casting team started pretty much straight away as soon as the auditions had finished.
So that means which is obviously great to be working that long, but you can't really you don't really have any time to do anything else in between, or?
No, not really. I know I have a break in October, and then whether they ask me to come back for live shows again, I don't know. But from October till January, I think I'm free. So like I'm either going to go to Australia.
Okay, yeah.
And then if I have TV work out there, amazing. Or unless I get like a really good job here that I've always wanted to do, then I'll stay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have the security as well.
Yeah, but I do want to try stuff new. So if I do have that gap and then know that I can come back and I have a job and something that I like doing as well, then I'm happy about that.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Would you ever like to do, like what shows would you like to do? Because I know you mentioned some shows that you haven't done. Are there any other ones that you particularly like to do?
I'm a Celeb. I definitely like it's still on my bucket list.
Yeah,
I email them all the time, but they don't take anyone who's under assistant producer out to Australia.
Are you an AP now?
I will be soon.
Oh, okay,
Like I need to start like looking at positions to move up.
Right.
But I'm like I just want to do the show. So even if I end up just doing an office space role, like I would take either just to do the show. Like I'm not too bothered about going out to Australia.
I think that's smart. Like I mean, I remember the first time I worked on Big Brother. A lot of the people I was on task, a lot of the APs, I mean, well, there was one particular one, she is a producer, but she was like, I just wanted to work on Big Brother as an any role, so she took an AP role. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, but now she's a producer on the same show. So it does, that definitely does.
Yeah, you show your loyalty as well, isn't it? Like how much you love it. What about you?
What about me?
What shows do you want to work on?
Oh, sorry, I forgot what I asked. I would love to do Love Island, I think that would be my number one. Yeah,
it is fun. Well, do you know what?
You've done it before, haven't you?
Early chaperoning, so I don't get to see like the proper production side. You're looking after the like bombshells and stuff. But what would you want to do on it?
I don't know. I think probably tasks and games.
Tasks would be so much fun.
That'd be so fun because I sort of feel like especially with this series, it's sort of the tasks and games sort of really set up like the arguments and you did this, you did that, which is cool.
Has there really been one or two? There's been 2 tasks this whole series, hasn't there?
No, there's been loads.
Has there?
Have you not been watching? They did.
Yeah.
They had the heart rate one. They had the one yesterday when they were dressed as Superman.
But the
pie-in one.
But are they classed as like tasks? Do you know what I mean? Like when they go off the villa, like the Superman one.
Yeah.
There was that, and then there was one other like that. In my head, that's what like the tasks are. Like I feel like the heart rate and the like the snog, marry, pie are like the given parts of the show.
Right. I see.
Whereas like the tasks in my head are like where you go off and do it.
When you mean when you go off, what do you mean?
Like, the Superman challenge where they come out of the villa and they do the task.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's not been that many this series, has there?
Maybe you're right then. Yeah, I can't really remember.
It's been, they had the Superman one, and then I'm sure they did they do?
Did they not have ones at like the start of Maybe at the I can't remember now.
I feel like they didn't.
Did they not?
I don't remember them being in any sort of area where there's like a challenge outside. I don't know. Maybe there has, and I've forgotten.
Yeah, maybe there has, and I've forgotten as well.
Yeah.
It does seem like quite a fun show to work on, and it seems like there's so many people that work on it.
Yeah,
like
it's a huge team.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see you working on that.
Oh, it would be fun.
Oh my god. Okay, let's talk about this series.
Oh my god, yeah. So actually, I had this conversation with someone recently. Actually, I think, you know what, funny enough, I think I matched with some girl on Hinge, and we were talking about this. We were talking about Love Island, and I was like, oh,
That is such a good conversation.
I don't even know how we were talking about it, but then I was like, she asked me like, oh, who do you like the most? And I was like, oh, if I was in there, I think I'd probably go for like Yasmin. I like Yasmin.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I love her. That's such an excellent answer.
I love Yasmin. I like Tony.
Yes.
And Shakira.
Yes.
I think those are the three girls I like.
I feel like Tony would eat you alive.
Yeah, actually, I feel like she's a bit too fiery for me, to be honest.
But in a good way.
No, she is. Like, she's got like, how can I put it? She's got like the gift of the gab. She's very
she's so quick with it, isn't she?
very witty and
so
just
witty.
smart. And I like Shakira, but I can see why people get annoyed with her. I think she has put Harry off a bit because she seems very involved in everyone's business. Even though I like her, I actually really like her.
Okay.
What about you? If you was like a girl in there, who would you sort of be going for?
Well, I'd definitely be friends with like Alima before she got stupidly dumped. I don't know why the hell they did that.
I didn't see that coming.
I know, that was because I thought then they were going to say, like, does anyone want to stand up to save Alima? Ben would have, then Helena would have left, but then that would have got rid of the drama or part of the drama. So I don't think. I think they're keeping her on purpose.
Yeah.
But I'd be friends with those girls, and boys, I love Connor. Like, I would marry Connor.
Okay, yeah.
Connor,
like
and I don't think I.
He's very chilled, isn't he?
He seems really sweet. Apart from the fact that he didn't really defend Billy Kiss. When he was like, I don't really like her getting involved, and I was thinking, okay, you're annoying.
Okay.
But I love Connor. Like, I think he's really cute. He's got like a nice aura about him. Probably would have tried to go for Ben and got very upset because
Ben.
just on looks. Yeah.
Oh, Ben. Oh my god. Yeah.
Ben.
He seems so like
out of it.
Just not.
Yeah.
In his own, literally just in his own world.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on in his head.
Yeah. Not much.
But really, just Ben. Not Ben. Connor. I don't really. Tommy's sweet, but he's not really like my type. Like I would have been in there maybe.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm not a girl, but I would kind of think he seems a bit too like. How can I put it? He seems like almost like a boy, like a
baby.
Well, he is. I mean, he's only 22, but he doesn't seem very. Not that he's immature, but very like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like a sweet. Like I feel like he would be like my younger brother rather than someone. But Connor seems like quite mature. And Harrison's really fit. I can't lie.
Harrison. I can forget. But he's very immature.
He's also a baby as well. He's what, 22?
Yeah, but he
acts 22.
He acts like a little boy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He acts like a child. He can't keep composure. Like one girl shows interest in him and he's losing it. Tony doesn't need to be with him.
Yeah, but she does like him for some reason. Or do you think it's because she isn't not getting any attention from anywhere else?
I think she wouldn't even want the attention from anywhere else. Like she'd been in there long enough where she'd seen other people.
Yeah.
And like she has got something with Harrison, and I think he love bombs her a little bit.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I feel like he's just too scared to upset anyone. That's what I think.
Do you think?
Yeah, like.
I mean, maybe he's a bit scared of her.
No, but I think he does that with everyone. It's like.
Yeah.
With Helena and Tony, he's a bit like, "Oh, you mad at me?" Like it's like.
Yeah, he's like that puppy dog, isn't he?
Yeah, you have to upset someone. He can't.
Yeah.
I don't think he can comprehend someone not liking him.
This is it, and that's why I like Connor a little bit because he does stand on business.
Connor. I'm being terrible with the name today.
Irish Connor, and he's like the rugby player. He was with Megan before she left, and then he was with Emily.
Connor, yes, Connor, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's straight to the point, yeah.
Your top 5 girls.
How many girls? There's only 5.
You
I
said
said 3, so like, I said number 1, Yasmin.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shakira and Tony.
Okay.
And they've got the best personalities as well.
If you had to pick 2 more as a backup.
Who's still in there?
Billy Kiss.
She seems nice.
Megan.
Oh, I can't stand, mate.
And Helena.
No. I don't really like either of them, to be honest.
And Emily.
Right. Oh, Emily's sweet. She seems sweet.
Yeah, I think so.
She seems nice. She's cute as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
The girls.
The girls. But though, one thing I will say, I don't know if you watched it last year, the girls this year are way better looking than the girls last year.
Well, the girls, I think it's the best looking series in terms of girls that they've ever had. Like, they're unreal, but I just don't think the boys are matching it. So I don't know why the boys are getting away with so much murder.
It seems like they never have it like the boy. It's either the boys are much better looking than the girls, or it's never like
Yeah.
even. Whereas last year, the girls on there, I mean, everyone's each to their own. But I don't,
Who was last year?
It was like I think the girl that said, "Oh, I'm the prize." I can't remember her name.
Oh, Jess.
Oh, do you know who else was on there? But she's actually the best looking Love Island contestant I've ever seen in my life. Uma.
Yeah, you know, I come back to that.
She
Uma was
gorgeous,
ridiculous.
but everyone else. Do you know what I didn't like? I don't like the fake sort of lip fillers and like the. I hate all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd rather just a girl have no lips at all than all of the.
So I think
hate that.
that's why you like Yasmin then, because she's quite natural looking, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yasmin's beautiful.
She's beautiful, but like the girls last year were all like 21, 22, but they looked so old.
Oh my god, yeah, 100%.
There was like, they were all like early 20s, but they looked really old.
Yeah.
There was only one girl on there who had a lot of work done, but she looked really nice. Her name was Grace, the blonde girl. Do you remember her? She used to go out with like Joey Essex or whatever.
Yeah, of course. And then she was going out with Rashford at one point, or like they were speaking.
Oh, were they? Oh, wow.
Because when she came back onto All Stars, like she's with Luca now, isn't she?
Oh, really?
Did you watch
I never watched the All Stars ones.
So All Stars, Luca came back on, and then Grace came in, and they got together.
I think they know each other though before.
Yeah, I think they had, or like
okay.
he'd known of her or messaged her before or something.
Right,
but they're still together, to be fair.
Oh well, I thought she like on the show it was always like, oh, she only likes black guys or whatever. Or I know she used to go out with Joey.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand. Okay, I don't know.
I mean, she did talk to a lot of the guys, like Omar and...
Yeah, and there was one that she liked, but she never got... I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Omar was one of them. I can't remember who the other one was.
And there was someone else, and then even the same on All Stars, someone else came in again, and she was like trying to get to know him, but
right.
I don't know, she's been a bit...
Oh, that is so interesting. Yeah, that is mental.
Dejan has lost his mind completely.
Oh, mate.
Like, the way he spoke to Billy Kiss last night, I wanted to jump through the screen.
I feel like he's scared of Meg.
He's terrified of her.
Because he doesn't want to... To be fair, one thing that is smart, he's sticking with her because he's probably thinking, this is my best chance to win.
Yeah. But
2, I do think he does like her, but it's almost like he's scared to ever chat to another girl.
Yeah.
Because you know when he goes out on these dates, he's like grinning into it.
Exactly, like he's... and also, if he really does like her and doesn't want to explore with anyone else, why... Like, Billy Kiss is right, why are they open? Why would you not just close it off?
Because she's definitely not open.
Or not even close it off, just say, like... We're not close off yet, but I'm not interested in getting to know anyone else.
Yeah,
like 100%. Whatever.
Yeah,
but like he will go to another date, tell the girl everything she wants to hear, and then pretend it never happened in front of Meg. He's weird.
When it gets to Cash War, if he's still here, he's gonna be all over every.
Oh, 1,000! We need movie night, so I need movie night to happen ASAP because I also want Shakira and like Yasmin and Tony to see what everyone else has been saying about them in the villa, like how Harrison went to Helena and was like, I wish, you know, when he did the recoupling speech and he's like, I was going to say you and recouple with you.
Yeah.
When Ben picked Helena instead, I want Tony to see that. I want Shakira to sit there and see all the conversations the girls have been having. Helena wearing her bikinis. Weird.
That is weird, isn't it?
Weird. And also,
But apparently they do, in her defense, it's not like theirs from home. I think they...
Oh, yeah. Like, they're like the pre-loved ones.
I wouldn't want to wear, like...
It's the point of, like, it's Shakira's. Oh, yeah. And also, like, well, why, if you... I don't know, it just feels like she's trying to be her. Helena's 30. What's she doing?
Yeah, and I don't, understand why... Harry seems to... I mean, each to their own.
Are they seeing... Sorry, what are they seeing in Harry?
I think, do you know what it is with Harry? He's not, the best-looking guy, but he's got good personality. Good
does
chat.
he?
I think he does, yeah.
Does he?
He's quite witty, cheeky. I think girls like that kind of stuff. Like, he's quite funny. I think he makes them laugh.
I don't see his humour. I think him and Dejan together at the beginning were funny because they were just so outrageous and ridiculous. Yeah. But I think as a girl, I don't know if I'd find that funny.
Do you not think so?
Helena's obviously got lots of insecurities and she needs...
Why do you think that?
Because she just needs male validation. Like, her male validation comes from the men who are like, I want them to be in bed with me. I want them to say that I'm, sexy, whatever. You can so tell. Whereas Shakira and Tony, the boys don't like that. They're not afraid to speak back and pull them on their shit. So they're like, they're in everyone's business. But it's actually the fact that they can stand on it and say, actually, if you're going to disrespect me, I don't want it. Right. Whereas Helena, openly said to like Harry when they were at the beginning, he can go speak to and do whatever he wants, but he's going to come back to me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Ew.
And it's kind of like with Meg as well. I feel like she'll she'll be angry, but she'll always take him back.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
and it's like, stand up, both of you. Like, these two girls I would have way more respect for if they aimed all of their smoke at their men rather than the girls, because it isn't the girls. Like how Meg treated Melisha. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then she had the audacity to say that Tony shouldn't be angry at Helena for taking flipping.
It's what's the word? Double standard.
Yeah, it's painful.
I wish, do you know who even though it was dramatic, I wish she stayed for the show, Meghan, Irish Meghan.
Me too, I can't lie.
Even though she was, I can see why people got wound up by her.
Yeah.
But she was good for the storyline.
1000% she was. And actually...
And I think her and Connor were quite, because they're both from Ireland, like, I did an accent, they're both from like, Ireland and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they would match quite well with each other.
1000%. I feel like he's going to try and force something now, but he probably had like deep feelings for her.
Connor?
Yeah, Irish Meg. But I think she was like the least, like she wasn't the worst out of the three, basically.
Turn it off. Sorry, 1 second. Oh. Ooh. Okay, where were we? But yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say before, but I remember when the last time we done the show, it was like months ago, I was going to ask you something, but I completely forgot, and I was like, I'll remember that next time.
Okay.
But I always seem to have it when I have like a guest that I really want to speak to, and I always forget, like there's like 1 or 2 questions I always forget.
Have you remembered them?
No. It's so annoying.
Excellent. Was it reality TV?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was TV or like something to do with like, what was it? I can't remember. But yeah, this isn't to do with it, but
Go on.
Do you watch like the football when like England women are playing or whatever?
I did watch the Women's Euros. I don't watch it usually, but I do follow a lot of them on socials.
Oh, really?
Like, more so because of Soccer Aid, like how Jill Scott and stuff, and everyone was there.
She's bloody everywhere though.
I love her.
No, she's the same, but it's just like, I can't turn on literally every show. Yeah, she's like, I get it, like it's a bit annoying. But yeah,
no, I haven't been, and I
the
probably
Euro
should.
started.
Have they?
It started on Wednesday. England are playing tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. No, I probably should
I
watch.
I only watch.
Do you?
The women's football when it's like the World Cup,
the big
Euros
one,
or anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's the only time I really watch football anyway. Like women's, or I wouldn't go to a game unless my partner supported it.
Oh, so do you go to the like when England men's are playing? Do you go to the pub and watch it in like a big group? Because there's always a lot of girls there that all go, like usually in our groups as well, we'll always have like
if it's the Euros,
friends, girlfriends or whatever. Yeah.
If it's the Euros or World Cup, then yeah. Otherwise, no, not really.
So have you not ever? So you've never been to a football game, like in a stadium?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you, like, you're from Leeds, aren't you? You've never been to like a Leeds game?
No, I've just had no interest in it.
There's no one in your family like football or sport?
All my cousins, like my cousin works for Arsenal, and then they're all like either Arsenal or West Ham.
Okay.
And then Dad
all your family are from Leeds, alright?
Some of them are. Like, most of them are from London. Like, Dad was born in London, so he used to support West Ham as well, I think.
Right.
And then we moved to Leeds, but everyone else is here.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And my cousins actually, whose family are from Leeds, they support it, but I just don't care.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't
fair,
care.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I did, but I don't.
No.
If I had someone in my, like, really, really close to me, like, if my dad supported them, or if, like, I had a boyfriend who supported them, then I would go, but otherwise, I can't fake it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, listen, I'm the same. I mean, I love sports in general.
Yeah.
But Formula One is, like, really popular now.
Fine,
but
yeah.
I find Formula One one of the most boring things I've ever watched in my life. But my dad loves Formula One.
Does he?
Like 20 years ago, Formula One it used to be on ITV, so you could watch it for free.
Yeah.
And this is when Lewis Hamilton was like just coming up, like debuting. And my dad is friends with his dad, so he knows him.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, oh, this kid's really good or whatever. And I tried for like a year to get into it. I just think this is just a bunch of cars driving around.
Yeah, it's too much, isn't it?
Yeah, Formula One, I mean, I respect the athletes because you have to be so strong.
Yeah.
So fit to drive those cars.
Have you ever been to watch it?
No, it doesn't appeal to me.
It's too expensive.
Oh, it's very
expensive.
loud.
Yeah. I just like, I respect the art because I could never.
Yeah.
But I don't care enough.
And with Formula One as well, I mean, I've never been, but my dad says that because it's so loud, you've got to wear ear protectors. But because it goes so fast, you can't even see the cars go, but you have to watch it on a screen anyway.
Yeah, otherwise you're just getting dizzy.
So it's like an experience.
But
like...
I would like to work on it one day, just for the experience to see how busy it is.
Oh, I can imagine.
I feel like that's a really good one to have on your CV. And some of my friends who have worked on it as cameramen have had a really good time.
Oh, I can imagine.
But they were into it. But I think like in terms of location as well, to be able to go there.
Oh yeah, they go all over that. They go Monaco, Miami,
yeah, that's it. Like I
Vegas.
would love to be able to do one of them.
They go literally China. They go all over the world.
Yeah,
quite cool.
Sports is actually something I wanted to get into, like either boxing or like Formula One or football or whatever. Like to be able to do the Euros coverage one year would be so much fun.
Amazing! Yeah, this girl that actually I worked with, she's not a football fan. She done the Euros. Like the male Euros, not the last one, the one before, 2021.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
it was like a after the game show.
That's it.
Yeah,
was it the one with
I think it was like Peter Crouch, I think.
Yes, and was Micah Richards on it?
It might have been, yeah. She said it was fun.
Aww.
Yeah, they were just working around Wembley and stuff, which was nice.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Going back to podcasts as well, Pete Wicks and Sam Thompson, they have one. And Pete Wicks has just started a new one called Man Made, I think.
Yes.
I really like that.
I had to do some research for that podcast, funnily enough. Not working on it, but the show I was just on, they wanted me to do some research on that.
Oh, okay.
So he started his own podcast.
Yeah.
And then I had to look into him and Sam Thompson have one. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
He's really good, to be fair. And like I learned a lot about him, like again, because he started out on Towie. And he's not been on since, and then he's done like Celebs Go Dating, which is where he met Sam.
Yeah, I always see him on TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I got him confused with Joe Wicks, the fitness guy.
Yeah,
And they both have long hair.
Yeah, and they both look quite similar, to be fair.
Yeah, so when they was like, look this up, I was like, oh, what, the fitness guy? So then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, they're two different people.
Yeah, and they have like their podcast Staying Relevant, Sam and Pete's, has done well. They've got quite a lot of awards under it.
I looked up, because they've been doing it for years, and they've got so many like variety of guests. Which is quite cool.
And like Pete had Tom Grennan on, and
yes, I
recently,
saw that.
and like Vicky Patterson. So I think he's done well, and I think he's shown himself in a different light, which is nice. Like really told his side of the story.
So you listen to his podcast then?
Yeah, every now and again. I think I'm a lot more into... My issue is, right, the world is so horrible at the moment. Like, there's so many dark, horrible things going on. And if I feel like I can't fix it, and I know this is, like, it's ignorant, and it is a, what's it called? What's the word?
It's out of your hands, maybe?
It's a privilege to be able to not listen to it as much, or to be able to like choose and to choose escapism. Like where I can do things, I will, and I'll always like educate and like post and whatever. But I'd rather watch, if I can, like on an evening, reality stuff just to switch off, because I don't want to go too deep into anything like that.
No, that's 100% fair.
Yeah,
I'm kind of the same. Like sometimes too much there is too much when it gets to a point where it's just like I can't watch this anymore.
Exactly.
Or, like, I can't listen to all this sad stuff, because if you do listen to so much sad stuff, or you're constantly listening, it's going to make you feel bad. Do you know what I mean?
And like we acknowledge that that's a massive privilege to be able to tune out from it, because it's not our lives.
That's not your fault though.
But it's not. But I do feel guilty sometimes, because I'm like,
100%.
I'm able to switch that off. Whereas look at all these poor people who that's their reality. Like
100%.
Yeah.
100%, because it's like I mean, obviously we're lucky to live here, be born here or whatever, and not have to deal with problems that people have who've got no money, they grow up in war zones or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not your fault. Like you didn't choose to be born into this or that. It's like if you're born rich, obviously that's a privilege and you're lucky, but you can't help who your parents are.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Some people have it where they're rich but their parents are abusive, or they have this. You just don't. You never know what what cards people are going to be dealt. So it's just, you can't really blame yourself, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, you are right, but. Pete's is really good, and GK Barry I love, and she's been on TV more.
I see her name everywhere. What is she, like a presenter or something?
She started off on TikTok just doing like story times. This was like literally in lockdown when TikTok started, and just doing like really outrageous story times of her crazy life. And then she started doing a podcast. Then she went on I'm a Celebrity, which was like her first TV appearance. And then she's been doing like Loose Women, and like now she's got like an Echo Falls brand, and she's really built herself as like a proper from TikTok to TV personality, which I think is hard because talking like seeing as well, like we work in TV and it influencers sometimes who come in, they don't know the difference between actually being on TV and being like in front of their own phone on TikTok. It's so different.
100%.
And like the skills, I don't think they realize like it's not always the
It's
same.
not always transferable, yeah.
Yeah.
So how old is she roughly?
She is 24, I think. Like
24?
really
She's
young.
young.
And she's
Oh, okay.
she's like a millionaire now.
Oh, wow,
Like
good for
it's
her.
ridiculous. Like she is the UK example, I think, of how well you could do on TikTok.
Yeah, I always find it super impressive when people have like, they start from nothing, they build it up, and then they make it work. So,
Yeah.
you know, like, what's her name? Amelia, the chicken shop girl.
Yes.
So impressive.
And that was
like,
just a university project.
Such a simple idea,
Yeah.
the chicken shop thing, and she's made it into, she's all over the world working, and she's done it just from, oh, try this, and she got it to work.
Yeah.
And I remember once, this was about 6 years ago, she posted like a story about, she started on a BBC scheme. So, and it was like, oh, if you're having a good idea, just keep trying to make it work or whatever. So I DM'd her, like, because I couldn't get a TV job or whatever. She was like, and she actually replied to me, and she like sent me like all of these links. So she's like, oh, you should apply for this, you should apply for that.
She's so
Look at that.
helpful. I've
Yeah.
heard that in the industry.
Yeah.
And the initial thing was a uni concept. So she was
Oh,
at
really?
uni and she was like, I don't think she was enjoying her course, so they weren't giving her as much creative freedom. So she started doing this channel on YouTube, and like everybody was taking the piss out of her. And now look where she is.
Well, it's brilliant, yeah, because it does. If you do think you've got a good idea, if you just keep doing it, how far it can take you.
Yeah.
And she is. I mean, there's so many other examples as well, but it just goes to show, like, if you just and if someone else thinks it's a good idea and you get some attention, it can sort of go somewhere.
Yeah.
It is good.
Okay, but I do think as well, like, not to bring like race into everything,
I know what you're
but
gonna say.
I do think that as a person of colour, yes, she's worked really fucking hard, and that's like, it's not, I'm not saying this off the back of her, but I'm saying for like someone like us, we would have to go 100 times harder to like get an idea out there, I think.
Right. You
A
think so?
platform. I think maybe more so on social media it's easier now because like everyone's very inclusive, but I think in TV platforms we would have to still.
Yeah. That's a fair point. I mean, it's, how can I put it? I think it's very circumstantial, case to case.
Yeah.
So some people, yeah, and then some people, no. Because I think there's so many other factors into it as well. Like, people don't realise as well how, say for example, you could have all the advantages to you that on paper everything should be easy for you, but then it's not. And then some people might have all the odds stacked against them, but they might have opportunities fall in their lap because they're good looking.
Yeah.
It's funny how things can
Yeah.
change just because of one little thing.
That's exactly
And
it.
timing as well. Timing is another
yeah.
important thing because
1000%.
look at how many people see an idea and they're like, well, I could do that as well. And then someone does it just a little bit better, or they tweak one thing and
Yeah.
then they tweak another thing. So
Yeah.
it does go to show, yes, you do have a point, but then in other cases, it's very circumstantial, I think.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean,
No.
what do I know? Yeah.
I do agree with that. I don't think it's all the time. I think some like maybe more so in TV than it is like social media or trying to get into that. But I think there's still like a little bit of it. But I do
Yes.
agree it's circumstantial, and also like if you have an idea that you're sitting on and someone beats you to it, like you said, timing's massive, then they get there first and then you miss
Yeah.
your opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. And I think another thing as well is that timing is important, but I forgot what my point was going to be. My memory's been usually my memory's so good, and now it's just like all over the place.
Oh.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
Was it about opportunities that we have?
Not necessarily. That wasn't it. But anyway, I'll carry on with something else.
Okay, fine.
What I think is good though now is that people can just put things on social media.
Yeah.
And then they can have a great idea overnight, and it gets sort of,
Yeah.
it goes way, like, it can blow up sort of thing. Whereas before, I feel like, and I think that's another reason why podcasts are so popular, because I feel like TV and radio and whatever, it's very, you got to watch it at a certain time. It's very linear.
Yeah.
Whereas people they want to stream stuff and they want to listen to it when they're going to the gym or they're doing this and that, and they want to see little clips on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Things are different now. Everything's way more, times change very quickly, I think. I mean, 10 years ago, I feel like podcasts weren't really, they were a thing, but not to the extent that they are now.
Yeah.
No way.
No,
Yeah.
I 1000% agree with that. And also, like, everyone wants it at their convenience, isn't it? Like, I get scared sometimes that, like, not like our broadcast channels will stop at some point.
Oh, I get scared about it. all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm like, oh my God, our jobs.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then this is why we need to, I feel like, expand our skills. Like, I need to start thinking about
100%.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it does scare me that like Netflix is obviously taking over like all of this stuff, and like major broadcast channels will probably be done at some point.
I look at the Netflix stuff as a kind of a good thing, because I feel like that is just gonna, there's going to be more opportunities.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I think for that, but it does get me.
I know,
Like,
'cause
a
you don't know
little
what-
bit.
it's unpredictable.
Yeah, it's the future of
unpredictable.
TV, but then we've got to adapt to it, I suppose.
You do have to sort of adapt. Yeah, you have to adapt to the times, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, it is interesting to see where it's going. And you're right. I feel like, as well, when you have spare time to learn these other skills, you should try and learn them.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just it could take you so much further in the
100.
long run. Like I've watched. I don't know if you've read Louis Theroux's book. It's really interesting.
No.
But it's just, you do hear these stories about where, I had this opportunity and then it sort of come to this, and then it come to that, and his story is just really interesting kind of thing. It's just
Yeah.
really, really good.
I emailed his team once when I was trying to get into TV, and they were really, really nice and helpful. So like I know that they respond, but I would love to work with him one day. That would be my dream.
Is it Mindhouse, isn't it? Mindhouse
Yeah.
Productions. Yeah.
But he doesn't do. I haven't seen much of him recently.
He released a documentary a few weeks ago.
Which one was it?
It was about Israel and Palestine. So he
Yeah,
it's called
that
Settlers,
one. Yeah.
So he like goes out. I mean, I won't spoil it for you. I watched it last week.
Oh, I've watched the Settlers
Because he's done two. He done one in 2011, and then he done one
recently.
Yeah.
But that wasn't recent, though, was it? Wasn't it
No,
last?
he filmed it maybe in the last few months.
Yeah.
But it only came out like a few weeks ago.
Oh.
It's really good.
Okay, fine. Yeah, maybe I haven't watched it then.
Yeah, so
Or I've seen clips of it.
He done one where he goes to Israel and Palestine in 2011,
Yeah.
and then he done another one.
But the recent one, was that not out like a few months ago?
It maybe came out a month or two ago.
Yeah, because I think I'd seen
you
it.
watched it?
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
I'd watched it a while back, or I've seen clips of it and I was going to.
Oh, it's really good.
But he's so articulate about his point as well.
Yeah, what I like about him as well, he lets whoever speak.
Yeah.
Even if you can tell when he disagrees with people, but I like that he'll just let them speak. He's never cuts people off and go, "You're wrong."
Yeah.
I don't like it when people try to sort of preach their ideas onto other people. I'd rather just let people be honest, even if I disagree with them.
And especially in his style, where he's going to hostile environments, he has to, like, I suppose, show both sides.
Oh, he does.
And he
yeah.
does it really well. Like, he shows it in a way of like, okay, I'm gonna let you show them that you're wrong. Like, I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, or he's not trying to tell you what to think.
Yeah, exactly.
He lets you sort of, he films and has his storytelling.
Shows it himself.
Yeah, Louis Theroux's storytelling is, he will show you, and then he will let you come to your own conclusions.
Yeah.
So he's done loads of really good ones where he, I don't know if you've seen the ones where he goes to like Westboro Baptist Church.
Yes, the most hated family in America.
Yeah, and
That was incredible.
Oh, he done like 3 different ones.
Yeah, and then he went back and saw like the kids who some had left and
Oh,
stuff. Didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah.
So good.
And they're going to like this Westboro Baptist Church. They're going to like funerals for veterans or whatever.
And they're
like,
protesting
screaming at their
outside.
families, and then
It's
or
mental.
or they're going to like gay pride events, and they're like, "You're all gonna burn it out." It's just crazy.
It is.
His docs are really good.
It's so good to see him follow up though and see like how he goes back and then sees like the people who've left, like what made them change, and etc. and how much worse they've gotten.
Yeah.
But I love his storytelling. You're also right about that. Like he doesn't come in as a biased person when he's doing it.
I agree. He doesn't tell you what to think. He might he'll ask questions, but he'll be very fair, I think.
Yeah.
Very fair. And I like his ones where he does it with celebrities as well, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the one where he done one about Jimmy Savile? Oh my god.
He's done one on Jimmy Savile.
With him, both. He's done 2. So he done.
Oh my god, no, I haven't, but I must go and watch that tonight.
I think they took so basically he done one with Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
A few years before he died.
Oh.
And then so Jimmy Savile died in 2012, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then he released another documentary in 2018. So obviously after all the stuff's come out, and he speaks to some of the victims, and they show clips from when his first documentary with Jimmy Savile, and it's like. He's like, oh my god, I didn't see it.
Is that on iPlayer?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to Google that.
I didn't get to see the original one because it came out when I was a kid.
Fine, so the second one is out.
It might be on YouTube, so it might be worth looking for the. If you type in Louis Theroux Jimmy Savile on YouTube, you might be able to find the OG one.
That's so mad.
He released another one. I remember when it came out about 6-7 years ago.
Oh my god, no, I need to watch that.
He goes back and he's like watching it, and it's like, oh. You don't see all of this stuff because obviously at the time you would be none the wiser.
Yeah, of course.
You would have no idea, kind of thing. It's so good.
I've watched the one he did, the Tiger King, which was incredible.
Was really
and again,
good,
like he'd done the previous interview with him before, left the camera rolling, and like caught him talking about how he wants to kill Carol, which was insane.
Tiger King was incredible because it came out just as COVID started, and everyone was watching it at the same time.
It's so good. It was genius time to it's such good marketing and such a good time to release it actually, when no one had anything to do as well.
Do you know what? The people that made that that made Tiger King, they released a really similar but really good one last year called Chimp Crazy. Oh my god,
is
it's
it
unbelievable.
Similar vibes to someone
Similar
who's
but
keeping
different.
Fine,
but
okay.
it's obviously because it's related that it's to do with animals, but it's a different story.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's insane. Some of the people, Americans with like these big animals are crazy.
They're mental.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Jimmy Savile one, when we started doing our training, like when I started TV, we used to have guest speakers come in because it was a scheme. So then we'd have training like once a month and do different things. And we had a guest speaker came in who did the Jimmy Savile documentary, the one on Netflix. I don't know if it was. They spoke to some of the victims, and then they were speaking about like. I think they spoke to his mom, and his mom was explaining how he was dropped on his head as a child. Right. And then they got like a psychologist in and was saying, like, if you hit part of your head as a child, like it was like a quarter or something of the like psychopaths, sociopaths, murderers, like really horrible like paedophiles in prison have all got some sort of damage to this part of their brain. So I think they were trying to make some sort of link, but I didn't know that Louis Theroux had ever done one. So that's so interesting.
It's so good.
I need to watch that.
I think he done one on Rolf Harris as well.
Like, yeah, you see, that's because no one ever spoke about that really. Did it, as compared to Jimmy, that was like
it was a similar time. So basically, there was that sort of kick-started it all. So when Jimmy Savile died in 2012, all of his crimes that came out a few months later, and then it launched a big thing called Operation U-Tree. Yeah. And it sort of, a lot of these victims, it all sort of came together. And then there was a lot of, there was like Rolf Harris, Max Clifford, all of these people and a lot of these entertainers. Yeah. And it just sort of all came out at the same time.
It's mad, isn't it? Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's still happening. Okay, the Diddy trial, have you been following it?
Yes, I actually have. And I'm not surprised that he got off.
No, same.
He didn't get charged. The problem the reason why he hasn't gone to jail, or whatever, in my opinion, is that he wasn't charged with, say, sexual assault, rape, sexual coercion. He has been charged with racketeering, trafficking, prostitution. He hasn't been charged with like domestic violence, rape, sexual. That's why he got off. And I think a lot of other people, and I'm not saying he's innocent because he's obviously a terrible person. Yeah. But people don't follow the trial and don't realize why he's got off. If people look at the headline and it's like, oh, this is terrible, because it is, he should be in prison. But when I saw the charges when they first came out, not
the guilt, what he got guilty for, which was literally just like the racketeering and prostitution, wasn't it?
To me, that's a grey area, because it's like, the way I see it is, if you're going to pay a prostitute and trafficking, it's all the same thing anyway. Yeah. It's like, but that's not that's more like a moral question. The bad stuff is the alleged, sexual assaults, the rapes, the drugging. Yeah. But he wasn't on trial for any of that. So I'm not surprised that he got off at all.
Yeah, and he's been found guilty for that, and then he's been denied bail, and he's getting maybe 3 to 4 years. And
he might get up to 10 years, but the thing is, he's already, by the time that he'll get sentenced, which will be October, he would have been in jail for over a year. And in my opinion, he might get, I know he's got the best lawyers in the world, and usually you get half the time served. He might only do like 2 years anyway.
Yeah, if he even ends up going in.
His reputation is tarnished, but ultimately...
I feel like he'll still come back, because it's Hollywood. Like, I don't see him...
His reputation is in the
I don't see him being blacklisted like that.
I think he will, but the thing is, he's so rich anyway. His life is like not really... I mean, his reputation is in the mud. Yeah. But then it becomes a question, because he wasn't charged with those terrible things, which a lot of people say that he did. It's difficult because he's not been charged with that stuff, but then it's like, I don't know.
I really want to put this is why I want to speak to Louis Theroux, and I'm like, give me a body camera, send me undercover for a year as like a young star who wants to go up. I want to see what the fuck's going on. Okay. Like, I want to.
What Diddy, you're saying?
No, I don't think I could do that.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
It kind of like that, but in that industry, I want to. It's never going to be exposed. There's always going to be conspiracy theories around it. But
look at the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
It's like, I don't know if this would have been the breakthrough, right? If he'd have been charged for all of like the horrific stuff he'd done, all the trauma he'd put Cassie through. If he'd been charged for everything of that, like the alleged abuse, the raping, the like sex trafficking, the all of that, like everything that happened in the freak offs, like the abuse of power, all of the grooming, and then brought all of these other names into it, like Usher, like Jay-Z, all of that, then everything would have blown up in Hollywood. But because he's not and probably never will, nothing's going to happen again.
Well, I think, well, like for people that's been following the case and like all of this saga, it's not really a surprise because when Cassie first like accused him or whatever, he paid her out the next day.
Yeah.
So if that had gone to court, he would have been charged with, I'm not saying he would have been found guilty, but you know, rape, assault, sexual, but stalking or whatever. But he paid her out.
But did it not go to court and then she accepted the money?
So she accepted the
After.
money, but this trial is not any. She's nothing to do with this trial.
No.
She's not. She was there for the first week when she had to give like a witness testimony. Because I followed this trial. She wasn't there to charge him with anything.
Yeah.
She's not to do anything.
I know she was just
she's
saying.
nothing to do. She was just like you know, when you try to see what someone's character is like.
Yeah.
What's the word? Is it like a cross-examination or whatever?
Yeah.
She was only there for a week. None of those charges are from her. So if she did take the payout, I'm not saying that she's wrong to take the payout or whatever, but she took the payout, and that's why I think that you're not seeing Diddy in jail for all of these sort of horrific crimes because he hasn't been charged with that.
Yeah,
And
no, it's true. But I, you know what? And I don't even think he ever would. Like, I think he would have got out of it. And I think they're protected
really?
by something. There's something going on.
Not money, it's money. I mean, if you got that much money.
God, but is he that rich? I never thought he was.
He's a billionaire.
I was like, what is he doing?
He's a billionaire. Like he owns Bad Boy Records. He's got like all this money. He's been in the industry for like nearly 40 years. Like
I don't think I realised how deep into the industry he was.
Yeah, like Bad Boy Records, but he's had his own TV shows, his own like brands and like clothing. But like he's got loads of money. And like you got to think these lawyer fees and stuff. Like, it's just a small dent for someone like him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I give it a year and he'll be back doing those freak offs and having white parties.
Maybe,
like
but then
nothing's happened.
You have to ask yourself a question. It's like I think all of these freak off. I don't know why you'd want to do that anyway. It's disgusting. But then it's like I guess how the jury will have to look at it is, say if that did go to trial, is this a moral question or is it a legal question? Because it's like if you want to have sex with prostitutes and stuff, and that is illegal, but it's more like if you go to a sex party, essentially, that's not illegal. Yeah,
then it's the difference between him doing that and then him putting drugs in people's drinks, like putting GHB in their drinks.
What's GHB?
The date rape drug, which is what people do to spike people.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, and then like raping people. So I think the whole different is consent. Like if these freak offs are getting to a point of where he's drugging everyone, and then these sex parties are happening, and these people are being stuck in rooms for hours and hours on end, unconsensual, then that's a big difference.
Yeah, 100%.
Which, again. I'm saying alleged because he's not being charged for it, but you want to believe the victims, which I do.
Exactly, it's such a hard because you want to believe people, but then you do have to look at the evidence, and it's just like because he hasn't. It's hard to, and obviously he's paid off Cassie. Not saying that she shouldn't take it because she's been through whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, now we'll just never know unless something else comes up.
I know, it's so annoying. I'm waiting for the next thing to come out, but again, they can just pay him off. Like it's mental how much money has a hold on people.
And then also, I don't blame, like, for example, if you are, like, a victim of, say, sexual assault or whatever, you're probably thinking, you know, if that was me, I would sort of think, well, I think I'd rather just take the payout on the, because I don't want to be, even though you've got nothing to be embarrassed about, I'd be like, well, I'd feel embarrassed and humiliated.
Yeah.
I can change my family's life, have a few mil, and it's just like, well, I can't change the past anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on people, isn't it?
It's circumstantial.
Mine would be more like, I'd take the money because I wouldn't think that anybody would believe me. Like, I think that's how Cassie felt. If she went to court, who's going to believe her because she was trapped in it for so long, or he would make it seem like she wouldn't be believed.
Yeah, and the argument they could always throw back to, oh, you stayed for 20 years, so why didn't you just leave? So it's like, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what I think, but that's what a lot of people will. You're right, people wouldn't believe you. Do you know what I mean?
which is so sad because
difficult.
People take money on the case of not being believed when they've gone through real trauma, which is like horrible to think about. Like that video that they showed of Cassie running out of the hotel room and him dragging her back by her hair.
Yeah.
That should have been the whole answer of why didn't you leave? She's fucking tried to leave in that video and he's pulled her back and beaten her. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can't.
It's interesting how like court and law, like lawyers work. Like, have you ever watched the maybe not the series, but any documentaries about like O.J. Simpson?
Yes, I watched The
Crazy.
People
I was getting
versus
my phone to say
OJ.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's the series one.
Yes, that was the one with David Schwimmer in.
Oh, it was.
That was
so
incredible.
good.
That was so good. But I didn't realize how much, like Robert was on his side. Like, you know, Robert Kardashian.
Rob Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they were mates, weren't they?
yeah, and I thought like he might have seen that, but like also then watching the Kardashians and seeing Chris talk about it and how Nicole was like, if I think she said something like, if I don't answer my phone, if I don't leave soon, something bad's going to happen, and she was dead. It's like all the signs of the abuse were there.
Nicole Simpson.
Yeah, like she'd been hinting to her friends that she's being like abused at home.
Well, yeah, she was. Like, I mean, they were abused for. They had like there was like, I mean, it showed it in that thing where there had been a few instances where they had been called for like domestic violence.
Yeah, it's so mental.
But it's interesting. What I find so interesting is he might be like the only person that ever got off for being black.
Yeah.
Because they made a mistake by. They called evidence from that police officer.
Yeah.
But then it turned out he was like a Nazi.
And that's it. And I think Robert as well played that very, like, he really, really...
They walked right into it.
The defence was, he picked up on that and was like, okay, we're using that.
And also the glove thing was like, I think that would have thrown a lot of people off.
Yeah.
I guess if you were on the jury, you sort of have to think like...
You're putting someone away for life, you have to be so careful.
And you do have to ignore... It must be even harder now when you have these big trials, because you have to ignore social media.
Yeah.
You can't talk to your family about it, your friends.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
See, I think
man,
with the Diddy trial,
yeah.
they've had influences on social. I do think that's something like they've not followed that rule.
What do you mean?
Like with the Diddy trial.
So who hasn't followed the rule?
Like the jury, I think that they have had a lot of like other sources in their ear.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
From where?
I think other people paying them off, or from socials and like a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
And I think that they've been seeing what people are saying. Like I think that I don't believe. I mean, I do because of money as well, but I just believe that there's something else that's another reason as to why they're saying not guilty. Like, I think some of them have gone in with a bit of biasness in them.
Maybe, yeah. Because, I mean, there was 5 counts and he got found guilty on 2 of them. And he really, really only got found guilty on
And it was
the
least,
ones.
yeah, exactly,
like,
that's it.
So it was prostitution.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't even racketeering, wasn't it? Didn't he get he got non-guilty for that?
He got found guilty on 2 charges.
Prostitution,
one was prostitution and I think...
Other one was
like
was it laundering?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
but like, those are very minor charges.
Yeah, that's it.
If you get the way I look at it is, it's funny with prostitution and paying for sex, because if you have sex with someone and you don't pay them, and you both agree, that's legal. But if you pay someone for sex and they agree, then it's illegal, which is strange.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, and then but with him, I don't know how you can call it prostitution, because what he was doing, again allegedly, wasn't consensual. So it wasn't even like, okay, the prostitution's legal. It was what he was doing beyond that, of like keeping them there and like drugging them and like using them like that when they're like out of it.
Right, yeah, but it's strange. He was never. I mean, I'm sure there might be other civil cases coming up, but he wasn't charged with it, so it's hard to sort of know what the ins and outs. It's very like. It's very complicated.
It's a rocky one. But like you said, now, if the OJ case happened, I wondered if the verdict would be different. Like, if they would have took into account more of, like, the domestic side. Like, how the police have been called to our house for abuse and stuff.
I think, I mean, the OJ thing, I think, was, like, also a sign of the times. Because you got to think, like, he's black and then, like, he's famous as well. But if he was a regular guy, he probably would have gone to jail. Because he didn't he had the best lawyers in the world. So it's kind of like... who knows? Do you know what I mean? It is such a fascinating story, and when you look at the evidence, if you just look at, like, she got murdered, his blood was like at the crime scene. Who else would have done it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, it looks like that he's killed her and her boyfriend. Yeah. Because he was jealous.
Could you be a defense lawyer for someone who'd committed murder, and what would be like the circumstances that you would do it?
I think. I mean, probably not, but if I was a lawyer, I can see, for them, it's just another day in the office. I mean, they have to do it, that's their job. So I'm not saying it's morally right, but I can see why, I don't think I could do it, because imagine you've done something terrible, and sometimes I see these cases like...
Is there no circumstances in which you would, like, be like, okay, I can maybe defend that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I could be a lawyer in general, because I feel like I would not that these people don't have a conscience, but I would be like, wow, I don't know if I could separate it.
Yeah.
But I guess you wouldn't go into that industry if you couldn't.
Yeah,
anyway.
true. Like, you can't be too attached to it, I suppose, can you?
You can't be emotional.
Yeah.
I think lawyers, really, you have to detach emotion from the case. And also, as well, I guess that kind of goes for jurors, because you're human. The people that are going in, have been selected for they obviously have biases.
Yeah.
One way or the other. But you do have to really just be unbiased. Like, if that was me, I would have to be like, I've got to be completely unbiased. No matter if I do think Diddy is guilty or not. I'd have to go in there and be like, well, I'm just going to play it. I'm going to see the evidence. And I'm going to give my verdict based on
you
that.
can't go in with an already, like, of this is what I'm going to feel like.
Yeah, because otherwise it's not a fair trial, is it? Because I would sort of think of it like, if that was me on trial, I would want everyone to give me a fair crack.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because we are human. You can't just switch off how you feel. Have you actually done jury service?
No, and I'm too emotional to, like, I can get way too attached, and I'm also too stubborn. Like, I know, and if I felt like they weren't guilty and the verdict came out guilty, it would eat me alive. Like, knowing that I'd put someone away for a wrongdoing. Or, like, if I was defending a murderer, like if I was a defense lawyer and it was someone who'd murdered, the only way I'd be able to defend them is if, like, something really bad had happened to their family. Like, say it was a dad and something like their daughter had been killed or their daughter had been, like, majorly abused, and he went and killed that person. Yeah. I could kind of back that and be like, okay, I kind of would do, like, you'd feel the same about your child.
Wow.
Or in self-defense, like if a woman or a man was in a domestic abusive relationship and had no way out but to do that, then I could defend that.
Yeah. So, like, if you were in a, like, you get called to jury, like, I've been called once.
Have you?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, so I got called about 4.5 years ago. So it was still kind of, COVID was nearly done, but it was still, I think they'd gotten rid of tiers, but we were all on the same level. There was still lockdown.
So do you just get a random letter and say you need to come?
Yeah, so basically, I got a letter like 3 or 4 months before, like end of 2020, like September, October time, saying we need you for jury service for at least 2 weeks in January or February.
And you have to do it.
You have to, unless you've got, I mean, you could say no, but really you do need to do it because they need to find someone.
Fine.
Unless you've done it before, or like you've got a very good reason to not be there. And also it was lockdown, so I was like, I'll do it, and I've always wanted to do it.
And do you get paid for it as well, or they give you money to reinvest?
It depends what your job is. I mean, I worked for Sainsbury's, so I got basically 2 weeks holiday, even though it didn't count towards my holiday.
Oh, that's good.
Which was good, and they paid me. So I got 2 weeks pay, and I didn't have to work.
Okay.
So the first day I got there. Well, actually, the first day was cancelled because the weather was really bad. It was snowing. Went the next day, and it was like there was like me and maybe 50 other jurors, and they would be reading out all these cases or trials or whatever, and they would be like, okay, say I was juror 12. They were like, oh, can juror 12 come? It would be completely random. And then they would say I got selected. They would have to read out the case to me, and if I had knew one of the people involved or whatever, then I wouldn't have to be in that thing.
Fine.
Anyway, it went for like a few days. I never got picked for anything, and it got to the end of the week, and then they were like, just come back Monday. Me and loads of other jurors hadn't been picked yet. There's gonna be trials every day. So I was like, cool. It gets to next week, the Monday, and they were like, oh, we're not going to need you in the end. And I was gutted. Oh, no. So I'd basically done a week, but not just sat in the, like,
so you sat
court,
and listened? Not
the court, but, like, inside the Crown Court building. And I hadn't listened to any trials or any evidence or anything.
They could literally put you in any sort of case, right? They could put you in, like, a really, really horrible, traumatic one.
Yeah, or it could just be, like, insurance fraud. It could be literally anything.
That's so mental. And you don't get a choice?
No, you have no choice. And then when it was, and when I came back the week after on the Monday, they were like, actually, we're not going to need you anymore. So then, but work had already given me the time off. I didn't tell work, and I just had a week off work. But I was gutted that I didn't get to do it.
You're part of the jury, so you are part of making that decision of whether someone's guilty or not.
Yes.
As well as the judge.
Yeah, so I don't know the ins and outs of the law, but what I think is sometimes the judge will advise you, depending on the case. I think every case is different, but I think the judge will maybe advise you about what they think. And then I think there's 12 jurors. I think the majority vote is, say 7 believe that someone's innocent or guilty or whatever, and the judge will then decide. I mean, because a lot of cases that you see in court are not as exciting as a murder or whatever, but a lot of the times it's things like, oh well, theft, or it could be insurance fraud, or it could be, I don't know, whatever it could be, and they might have to decide how you're going to pay something like a fine or a bill. It could be anything. But I would like to do it properly for a
Would
trial.
you?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't, and I hope I never get picked, because if I have to be part of that, like, say I said not guilty and 9 of them were like guilty, and I knew that, and like in part of me in my head and my gut was like, they're not guilty, and then they've been put away, it would eat me alive.
I don't think you should, because the way I would look at it is, I think you're not guilty, but then I've done what I think is right.
Yeah.
If everyone else disagrees with me, that's what they think. I can't. It's not because
I should think like that, but
That's
then
how it should
part
be,
of me
I
still
think.
sat there like, I've been part of that. That's put them away now.
Not really, because you've
wound me up.
It would only really make sense if you voted, oh, I think they are guilty, and you didn't. That would be worse, I think.
Yeah.
If you do what you think is right, then I think that would be good,
Okay.
in my opinion. But I would love to do it one day.
Would you?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ask you back?
Well, apparently, if you get asked again and you've technically done it, which even though I haven't, I've technically done it. You can say no.
Oh.
You can say no, really, to be honest. But I would do it again if I was free.
I wonder how they pick people. I don't know any of.
I would love to.
None
know,
of my
actually.
friends I know that have been picked, which is so weird.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's been picked.
Yeah.
But I think it's completely random. I think they'll probably look through like the registry or whatever, and they'll look. Oh, this is a woman. She's this age. This is a guy. He's 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they probably have to get a variation of people.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That is mental to think about.
I know. Have you ever been to court for like a family member or a friend or anything,
Did I go to court?
or like maybe just like a small trial?
I'm trying to think. No, my mum and dad took my primary school to court.
Really?
Because I was really bullied when I was younger. So,
Okay.
like, I had to leave, like, the police were involved. I did interviews in, like, the police room, but I never went to the court. My mum and dad did. So I've never experienced anything like that.
Okay.
Touch wood.
That's interesting.
Have you?
No, that was my only time. So I've never even sat in on like a trial.
I don't know if I'd want to. Oh, well, actually, I kind of would out of nosiness.
I'd be curious to just sort of see what it's like.
It's very quiet inside, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd struggle not to talk.
Yeah, and also you can't make friends with the jury. You can't like be friends with them.
Yeah.
You can't, because otherwise that could.
It's seen as like a biased.
Yeah, you can get. Yeah, they were telling me some stories. Like they would have like me and all the jurors in the room. They were like, you can't speak to anyone, because they told us these stories about people that have posted things on Facebook or told.
Yeah.
And they've got in serious.
Yeah,
trouble
it's mad,
themselves.
isn't it? Yeah, I don't think I can hold my mouth like that. It'd be too hard.
I would be, because I would love to know how actual lawyers do it, because they can't tell their wives.
Yeah,
or,
that must be so frustrating, having something that's playing on your mind and you come home from work and you want to share it and then you literally can't.
You
Like,
can't.
that would kill me.
because you could be putting them in danger potentially. And this and
Yeah.
that. It's like quite dangerous.
Yeah, you don't know who they're gonna like gossip to by accident.
I know, it's like,
yeah,
it's mad.
It is frustrating though. Like, that must be so annoying as a job. Like, you're supposed to be able to vent in your house, and if you can't,
Because I guess those jobs, if you're like a policeman, a doctor, lawyer, you can't actually really talk too much about your job. Because people,
because you have a big duty of care as well, don't you?
that's the point.
But that is bad, because they're the most traumatizing jobs, so you should be able to speak about them.
Yeah. I mean, but a lot of it's got to be very, very confidential.
Yeah.
Or even if you like, imagine if you worked for like, I don't know, the royal family, you can't really say anything, can you? Because it's like top secret or something like that.
Yeah, but then you won't get out of the like. Do the people who work for the royals, do they all live at Buckingham or like Windsor?
No, they've got like maybe I don't know. I think it depends what you do.
I know a lot of people live there. Like, they have their HR department and like they have loads of stuff there, but I don't know if they all live in that quarter.
I think it's probably a bit of both. Like, I was actually watching The Chase the other day. This guy was like a very senior policeman back in the day, and he was saying he had like protected like the Queen and stuff, and like back in the day.
Yeah. Oh my God, the stories he must have, but not be able to tell anyone.
Yeah, like and Bradley asked him, and he was like, "Oh, do you have any?" He's like,
nothing.
I can't say it.
Which is mental as well, because the Queen's passed. So like, what is this NDA that's holding him? Like, he's never allowed to speak about it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mad to think that somebody could have that power as well.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, we had like similar experiences. So I did Ambulance, which was one of my favourite shows I've ever worked on.
Okay.
Which is like, have you watched 24 Hours in A&E?
Yes.
So it's that, but the ambulance version. So we rigged the ambulances.
Yeah.
And then they like do the stories of the paramedics, like why they wanted to become. And a lot of them have had like health trauma or seen a family member die, and the paramedics were so good to them that they were like, okay, this is something I could see myself doing. And that was a lot of like, you see that like the paramedics feel they see so much trauma, and probably again duty of care, they can't go home and talk to people that much about it.
Yeah, God, that's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, and they see like the worst side of people dying and stuff
100%.
all the time, which I'm maybe they get desensitized to, but I don't see it ever being easy.
Yeah, I would love to know how doctors and stuff do it, because
Yeah.
or like nurses and stuff, because it's like you have to deal with death and people being sick, and you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would think as well? Like I was watching this crime doc the other day, and there were some sort of senior police officers. They'll have to like tell someone, oh
God, yeah, you go knock on the door.
Yeah, like your family member's been killed, or
it's hideous.
Could you imagine doing that?
No,
like,
I couldn't.
awful.
I do not envy them, and you have to be so sympathetic and like to deliver that news to someone.
It's awful, isn't it?
No, I couldn't imagine that. It's too
Yeah.
much. I wouldn't be able to.
I do love a crime doc. It's funny.
Love a crime doc.
I was watching this really good one last year called The Body Next Door.
The Body Next Door.
Oh my God.
Well,
so
what is that
good.
on?
Geo Sky.
And yeah,
Now TV.
I need to make
a
list of all of these.
I'll send you. I've got like a long list.
Yeah,
of good
please.
docs, but it's like, you never know. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
You never know what's happening next, and it's a true story.
Yeah, see, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I've watched like what's it called? The Nightmare, the American Neighbors Next Door, or
Oh, I know what you mean. It's
Yeah.
like this really rich family in the South, isn't it?
yeah, and
They're called like the McCullens or McMahons or something
yes,
like that. Yeah.
and the kids, he killed his kids because he wanted a new life.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I've watched there was a series, and it was like my roommate from hell, and it was like a mini series of like 20-minute documentaries, and each of these people had like either moved in with someone, or it was like their best friend who had turned psycho, and they were so good.
Yeah.
Like these people who just turned insane.
Another good one is The Most Hated Man on the Internet. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Oh my
and
God.
he was
like leaking girls' nudes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was it. Oh my God, I forgot about that. And it was someone's mum who took him down.
Yeah, because
one of the girls.
One girl got exposed.
Yeah.
And then, her mum, I forgot about that. She
Yeah.
tracked him down or something.
It was her mum who started it and then got this big movement. See, I think, and even, did you ever watch Don't Fuck with the Cats?
I was going to ask you about that.
That was amazing.
That came out just before COVID as well.
Yes, that was incredible.
That was, and they found him in a little coffee shop. And
yes.
I don't know where he was.
It was so good. Like the her storytelling as well was incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
And then did you watch Sweet Bobby?
Sweet Bobby?
That was that was the South Indian one, and it was this
Oh yeah, I did.
incredible.
Yeah.
See, but then that's where
What was it called? Sweet Bobby?
was it? I think it's called Sweet Bobby.
Or Dear Bobby, or something like that.
But again, I think that was good because it showed the kind of as a Punjabi girl myself, it showed the more toxic side of this is what happens if you force your kids into marriage too early. If
She felt the pressure.
Yeah, if that's the only thing you're focusing on is wanting them to get married, this is what's going to happen. Stupid shit. Partly because obviously you can't control.
So do you think there's a big pressure in the South Asian community to get married and start a family and stuff?
I don't feel it because my parents are not like that. Yeah. However, I know it still exists, and I know that a lot of people go through it. So I think there is, and I think more traditional families or parents with more traditional views still, and definitely in India.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, because I feel like as a second generation immigrant child, if your parents moved here,
if your parents are immigrants, aren't they?
Just mum. Dad was born here.
You're second
Yeah.
I guess you're second generation.
Second or third. Yeah. I feel if you're going to move your kids here for a better life and better opportunities, you need to be able to adjust to the values and accept the fact that your kids are going to have to not live to similar values that you did because you're bringing them up somewhere totally different.
Yeah.
Fair enough if you want to keep your culture, some of your traditions, but understand that the strict way that you maybe lived, they won't be able to do that here. Otherwise, they're not going to have the same opportunities, and you're not going to give them the life that you want them to have.
It's not suited to that environment.
Yeah.
And also as well, what I find interesting about that, it's funny you talk about that documentary. It's funny how the South, a lot of people don't realize South Asian communities are so diverse, different religions, different ethnic groups, whatever. But they do have very sort of similar kind of views, obviously generalizing about marriage and starting a family across all of them.
100%, yeah. And it's they'll favour the boys, or they will put so much pressure on the girls to get married that these women end up in toxic or abusive relationships, and they feel like they can't leave because they don't want to put shame on their family, or they'll marry people who are horrible or they're miserable. And I don't know. I think our generation doesn't care about marriage anymore. I think. Do you?
Not as much. I think 'cause obviously we're quite a secular society. But then I guess if you do have, say, a background which is quite traditional, or like more like what's the word? What's the word? Like conservative, not politically, but your outlook on socially conservative.
Yeah.
I guess there is going to become some kind of pressure where it's like, well, you need to find a family, you need to have kids, you need to get a good job or whatever sort of thing.
Yeah. My parents would come at it from the side of like they don't want me to be alone when I'm older, and like they want me to be able to be like in the next part of my life. Like in their head, they're like, if I find a good partner, then I can like it's easier to buy a house because everything's expensive, and like they want me to be able to live and like to feel the love rather than it's for like our culture and like our pride that you need to get married.
Yeah, so
like,
that is interesting. So do you think that you don't really feel it as much from your parents?
No, touch wood. I think when I was younger, I felt it more because I grew up in an area where I was the only person of colour, me and my sister.
But then
and
how
my
would
family.
you have met, say, someone similar to you if you were the only one
They were never bothered about that.
Oh,
they were never bothered about who we married as long as we were happy.
Oh, really? That's quite nice then.
It wasn't even married when we were younger. It was more like they put more emphasis on our education. But growing up in a town that I did, the parents were a lot more loose. Like these kids could like have boyfriends at really young ages. They could like stay out as long as they wanted. They didn't have to come home and revise. There wasn't as much emphasis put on the stuff that I did.
Like discipline.
Yeah. Whereas now, when I see it from my parents' side, I'm like, okay, I appreciate that so much. Because my mum and dad used to like so much time for partying. Not that they never let me do it because I used to have house parties.
Yeah.
But I was always like a little bit like I couldn't stay out as long as my friends could or like. And I totally understand now why they did that, and I'm grateful because it actually gave me some discipline and like I didn't make stupid mistakes when I was younger, and actually managed to do well in my studies. So like I didn't feel it in the side of I've never felt it from them in the side of relationships, other than when I was younger. It was like don't get a boyfriend too early.
That's probably more like just any kind of parent. They would be kind of just like wary about like things that can happen and sort of the risks that.
But as a boy, as compared to like
do you have brothers?
No.
Oh, okay. Right.
So I have an older sister.
And is she like settled down and married or whatever?
She isn't, but she was always way more like she had like a really solid like friendship group, but she didn't like going out a lot, and like she was like with her friends and wasn't like as extroverted as I was. Right. So I felt like they always spoke more to me about it than they would her.
Right, she's more reserved.
Because we're different.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's a difference in how your parents parent you versus your sister? Because you've got a younger sister, haven't you?
Yeah, but my younger sister is kind of different because she's 13 and she said that she has Down syndrome. So it's like we treat differently anyway. But like me and my older sister, who's 5 years older than me, no, I think we were pretty much all raised the same. And we're all quite similar-ish characters. We're all quite like extroverted, outgoing, chatty kind of people. I guess, I mean, I'm not a parent. I mean, I'd have to ask them. But I guess even if you're quite laid back, I mean, my parents weren't laid back. They're quite just fine. But I guess if you are a parent, I guess naturally you would be more concerned about your daughters anyway because there's just more risks out there.
Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah. No.
You would be because I just feel like
you'd want to protect them more.
Yeah, because I feel like you would have to worry more about girls because there are just more risks for girls out there. Like you don't even realize at the time. You know, like when you're younger, like like when you're on social media. I mean, I had social media since I was about 12 or 13.
Yeah.
But now that I think back to it, really, kids shouldn't really be on social media that young anyway.
They shouldn't.
And imagine you're a teenage girl and you're like a good-looking teenage girl, and there's probably grown men trying to message you and meet up with you, and it's so dangerous. Like you could if you're a teenage girl and a man offered to meet you, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, because you're not. Yeah, what kids are exposed to is terrifying.
Yeah.
So I worked in a primary school for a year, like just coming out of lockdown before I started in TV, and these kids were in year 5 and year 6, so they are what? 9
to 11.
Yeah. They were exposed to everything because of it was the height of social media. Like they'd seen like porn already. Like they were using language that I'd like literally not even heard of before. And it was terrifying to think that like if their parents aren't monitoring for them for half an hour, at the age of 10 they're already being exposed to that.
That's crazy.
It's horrible.
You know, if you had a kid like in today's age, what age would you give them a phone? Because I feel like that's a very difficult question.
I'd want to delay it as long as possible because we know, and but then I'm like, if every single other kid around them has a phone, I don't want them to get picked on. You'd want to prevent them from being bullied, right?
Isolated anyway.
Being isolated. So if I could put measures in to make sure they didn't have access to much, and if I had to give them a phone, I would be on them like a hawk. Like parental lock could be on everything.
And checking their phone.
Because you can't hide them from the world. That's the thing. You can't hide them from like the bad things that are happening. You can't hide them from bad people, but you can teach them and give them the skills to make sure that you're a safe space for them.
And if you're too strict as well, it might make them just want to rebel anyway.
Exactly. So if something bad did happen to them and they were on a phone, I'd want to make sure it felt safe enough that they could come to me. I'm not going to shout at them or tell them off.
Yeah.
But that they could open up and tell me rather than hide it.
I think as well, with our generation, we were like we were like the first generation to be tech savvy, and whereas our parents, they didn't really have any idea what we were doing on phones and in the internet. Whereas like people that are having children now, who are like our age and maybe a bit older, they know the dangers.
That's it.
So I would love to see how it's going to be in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, that's it. And like, will we be the strict helicopter parents and ban our kids because we know how crazy it can be?
Because it's just, I know, it's just, there's a lot of dangerous things on there.
Yeah.
And also it depends on you as a person. Me personally, I actually became more thick-skinned by seeing all the horrible stuff I saw on social media, because I'm like, I would see people sending people abuse, and I was a kid sending people abuse when you're like a 15-year-old kid.
Like you all do stupid shit, and you don't want your kids to make that mistake, but also they have to.
But it made me thick-skinned, because I was like, why would I care what some loser on the internet is saying about me that I have no idea?
Yeah.
So it just made me not care.
Yeah.
But for most people, it can really affect them, because you feel like you're getting bullied and this and that.
That's it. Yeah, you have to judge on what your kids like and know that, like, just make it a safe space for them to be able to talk to you about it, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I would like to, you want to shelter, I think there's a difference between sheltering them and, like, not, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's
Thank you, that was amazing.
Thank
by the way.
you.
That was so good.
That's so fun. I love having a yap with you.
It was great.